Good evening, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. Today, I want to dive into our 4 years here. We all just lived it, I understand, but I want to take some time and remember how we got here, right here, to this very stage. I'm going to take you back to the year 2018. Freshman year was the year we were all excited for, a new beginning. More freedom, more opportunities, more responsibility. Sure, we were booed out of every school rally, lost in nearly every Spirit Week event, and had to take the walk of shame to upperclassmen or teachers and ask where your next class was. But besides that, it was good. We were able to choose some of the classes we wanted to take next September. And can you believe that we could start driving next year? It was a year full of excitement and anticipation. What could go wrong? Sophomore year. We were the big kids now. We're not freshmen anymore. I mean, we practically rule the school now. People are getting cars and licenses, so we don't have to sit on the bus. We can go get coffee before we show up to school. It was a great year because things were actually happening, until it all stopped. That one day in March where we heard that school had been canceled for 2 weeks. I think I could speak for everyone that in the beginning we were pretty okay with it. 2 weeks of not waking up at 5 or 6, I can deal with that. But then it became 2 months, and then the rest of the year. Suddenly my house was my school, my classroom. I started to worry. Are we getting the information we need? Will we be prepared for school when we eventually do come back? This year ended in questions. Junior year. We were officially upperclassmen. Usually, knowing that you were an upperclassman, it was a big deal. But the word wasn't the same anymore. We were supposed to be the new role models at Kingswood, but COVID had taken that away. With the masks and the dividers, there was no room for that. It felt like a whole different school. We could only compare to our freshman year when everything was normal. But we were happy to be back, to feel a little bit of that normalcy peeking through, or trying to. It was good to see people walking in the halls again, as strange as the transition was. We hoped that the next year we would be able to be normal enough for us to enjoy the activities we saw freshman year. But this time, as seniors. Senior year, this was it. Walking into school in September and you can practically see the red carpet unrolling to your diploma. What was even better was that we were back to school full time. No more endless hours of blankly staring at a computer screen. It was relieving to know that we would have a normal year to end our time here at Kingswood. The rallies were back, homecoming, prom, and this, our graduation. After 3 years, the promise of the high school experience was given back to us. We were able to see what Kingswood was again, just like it was freshman year. Throughout our experience here at Kingswood, life threw a lot of curveballs at us. Sure, high school tends to do that with every student, but I can confidently say that life decided to test us just a smidge more. But despite all those obstacles, we persevered. The proof of that is standing right here in front of you. And our perseverance, despite the cards we were given, is a blessing in and of itself. So I want to tell you, class of 2022, to continue to persevere. Life won't get any easier, but our ability to adapt and overcome these challenges gives me more than enough confidence to say that we will do just fine. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome friends, family, and faculty to the 2022 graduation ceremony. To my fellow graduates, congratulations, we finally made it. All the endless blocks and grueling essays written have finally prepared us for this day. I would first like to acknowledge the mountains this class has climbed in order to get to this milestone. This graduating class is truly like no other that has gone through Kingswood. Starting as sophomores, we dealt with online schooling halfway through our normal underclassmen year. Moving to junior year, we were thrown into a weird hybrid schedule, unable to enjoy all of the normal things we should have experienced. We only saw half of our class for the majority of the year. The other half was going to school on the days that we were home. Through this all, we have had the opportunity to enjoy a mostly regular senior year and have finally been able to see our classmates' faces, which we haven't seen consistently since 2020. We had a prom on the boat this year and even had a homecoming assembly and dance, which we haven't had for 2 years. Even through all of our classes dealt with on their own, I don't think we would have gotten to this day without the help of our amazing teachers and staff. All the teachers were our support systems and worked with us during COVID and our transition back into normal schooling. I personally just want to thank Mrs. DeCarmo for all that she has done to help me through these past years. Without Mrs. DeCarmo's support and kind-heartedness, I would not be the person I am today. I believe that each and every one of this year's members of the graduating class has found a comfort and a home in this school. What is great about this is that each and every one of us are so close and are able to have something to look back on as we continue through our next phase in our lives. This class truly is amazing in the way that we were able to overcome adversity for a chance to flourish together on this day. It doesn't feel real that after 4 years, we finally get the chance to graduate together here with our friends and family. We all have had our struggles throughout our high school years, but everything we have dealt with has helped us to become the next leaders in our community and beyond. I believe that each and every one of us will do amazing things in what we choose to do. Although we had our separate ways after this evening, we will always have the connection bestowed upon us as the exceptional class of 2022. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Jack Woodmer, Chairman of the Governor Wentworth Regional School Board, and it's my honor to be here this evening with you to present the awards to our top 3 Gold Scholars. Our Kingswood Scholar Program recognizes students who have distinguished themselves not only academically, but also in the contributions they have made to their community and their high school. All of our scholars earning designations green and white, silver, or gold are students in good standing, having met academic challenges and school and community service requirements. Our Gold Scholars challenge themselves academically, obtaining a minimum GPA of 3.4, take on school and community leadership roles, and obtain strong SAT scores. They enroll in honors level classes and take a minimum of 3 advanced placement classes or 2 advanced placement classes, along with the rigorous junior-senior honors program. Gold Scholars also participate in a minimum of 2 extracurricular activities and a minimum of 10 hours of community service. Each year, our top scholars are selected based on points from all of these categories. This year, our top 3 scholars together have taken an impressive total of 93 advanced placement and honors courses. They also collectively have 32 leadership, team, and club activities to their credit, and community service to more than 10 different organizations, total hundreds of hours. These top 3 scholars have worked hard demonstrating strong leadership and exemplary citizenship, and we are extremely proud of them. It is now my great pleasure to present the award to our highest ranked Gold Scholar for the class of 2022, Carter Morrissey. Carter. Congratulations, Carter. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I would now like to recognize our 3rd ranking Gold Scholar, Louis Arenello. Lou? And at this time, I'd like to recognize our second-ranking gold scholar, Emma Scott. Emma? Lou Aranello will be our first speaker tonight.
Good evening to our class of 2022 graduates, and welcome to their friends, family, and to the Governor Wentworth staff. Each and every student sitting before us has achieved a fantastic, meaningful, and hard-fought accomplishment. Congratulations! Despite the fact that we all have this in common, the journeys taken and memories made between each one of us are far from the same. This group of students has lived the past 4 years playing different sports, joining different clubs, and taking different classes. At Kingswood Regional High School, some of us are actors or technicians in the theater program. Some of us are basketball or lacrosse players, some of us are mechanics and welders, and some of us are future business leaders and healthcare workers. Regardless of what we were involved in during our time here, the end result is one and the same. The reason I bring up how different we are isn't to make a cliche statement about how boring the world would be if we were all alike. I am addressing our individuality because we may find it hard to relate to other students outside of our friend circles. Some of us might even think that we have nothing in common with the students sitting to our left and right. However, even the two most contrasting people in this huddle of green and white have at least one thing in common, as do the rest of us. For the past 6 years, this very group of graduates that is sitting in front of you right now has met up in the very same building. For 5 days a week, for 36 weeks, every single year. Now, if you do the math, that's a little over 1,000 days together. Some or all of us, upon hearing that number, may be wondering how we aren't all sick of each other at this point. However any one of us may be feeling about the amount of time we have spent together, the truth that we all must face is that our 1,000th day was today. This is the last time that we will all be required to congregate in the same location ever again. Now, this may sound like somewhat good news to some of us, but we're forgetting a crucial part of high school that goes hand in hand with our mandatory daily attendance, face-to-face interaction and friendship. A minute or so ago, I briefly skimmed over the various activities that a Kingswood High School student can get involved in, and there are many more that I haven't mentioned. All of these clubs, sports, and classes are an excellent example of how we come together, interact, and form relationships with each other. Members of the same sports team form a special competitive bond, while students that are part of the same club create a friendship that they never expected to happen. Classmates find company in those that they used to see as complete strangers. The beauty in all of this can be found in the fact that none of it would have happened if it weren't compulsory for us to be here all the time. Now that we've reached the summit of our high school lives, it can be hard to believe that we won't have any reason to come here on a daily basis. We should all be proud of how far we've come. But I cannot stress enough the importance of maintaining these relationships that you've created and going on to form new ones. I believe that this is an especially important thing to take with you as you move on in life, simply because after today, nobody will be there to force you to come to school or work. If you so desire, you could sit at home all day and never interact with another soul until it's time to get more groceries. Kind of sounds like the last 2 years, doesn't it? Don't get me wrong, alone time is precious, and I myself have spent a few lunch periods sitting on my phone when I'm not feeling talkative. However, the ones I remember most clearly and fondly are those of which I was making conversation and connecting with my peers. Memories similar to those made during lunch can be found in all types of places throughout our 1,000 days together. Just a few weeks ago, we had a field day out here on the turf. There were kids outside competing, simply enjoying each other's company, and maybe getting a little sunburnt, but that's just part of the memory. In the fall of our senior year, the homecoming dance was also outside on the turf. The gym is usually best for cold October nights, especially when you can see each breath that you exhale. However, once everybody got out here and started dancing, it felt warmer than a summer night. Our first high school memory was Jumpstart, almost 4 years in the past from where we are today. We got to walk the halls for the first time, meet our teachers, and eat some burgers. It was then that we knew everything was going to be all right. As we move on, we should remember these fond memories with many more and see them as a reminder to seek interaction out in the real world, just like we did in the past. Attendance at school has been necessary for learning, not for the sake of our social lives. This is why we should see spending time with other people as a positive experience and an opportunity, not a chore. We must force ourselves to get out there. No matter how uncomfortable or scary the idea may be, it is essential to living a happy life. After you all leave today, I encourage you to share a meal with someone you care about, take a walk with a friend, spend some time with your family, or talk to somebody new. You will not regret it. Congratulations, class of 2022. Please enjoy celebrating your many accomplishments and don't forget to cherish your time together. You deserve it.
Good evening, graduates, families, friends, staff, and school board members. My name is Emma Scott, and it is an incredible honor to have the opportunity to speak in front of you today. Now, I know we all think we're done with high school, but I'd like to take us on one last school day where we will be reviewing the lessons we've learned along the way. The first bell rings at an early 7:25 a.m., and it's time to begin our first class, which is on perseverance. Throughout these past 4 years, our class has been particularly tested due to COVID taking over the majority of our high school years. As a result, we all had to make the decision to persevere and continue to push ourselves with our academics or give up. Looking around at my fellow classmates, I can honestly say that we took the path of continuing to succeed when it came to school. For example, in my calculus class this past year, we were able to work together in mastering challenging concepts, even with the pandemic's grip worsening our case of senioritis. All of us took these challenges that were thrown our way, whether that was through remote learning, hybrid learning, or just everyday curveballs, and continue to push ourselves in every aspect. It is now B block, which means our next class will begin momentarily. And it turns out today we're reviewing patience. This characteristic has played a fundamental role in our whole high school career, with our sophomore and junior years being interrupted by the pandemic. All of us had to gain a sense of patience when it came to teachers having the monumental challenge of figuring out how to teach online, and with everyone trying to remember to unmute themselves. But now our patience has paid off and all of our hard work is being rewarded because here we are. The next bell rings. It is task, which is our time to meet with teachers in order to get additional help. We can never thank the Kingswood staff and teachers enough for how much they have done for us over the past 4 years. So thank you. Yes, I had come to Kingswood from a small middle school where I had only 5 students in my class to now one with 155. This massive jump was extremely daunting to me because I barely knew anyone. But the Kingswood staff welcomed me with open arms. All of the teachers here have taught valuable life lessons that we will take with us for the rest of our lives. One lesson that stands out the most for me is that there are people in this world that you can count on, whether it be staying after school to help me with academics or walking me across the gazebo for promenade. So thank you, Kingswood staff, for pouring into our lives in order to mold us into the young adults we are today. The end of task marks the beginning of the lunch cycle. The bonds that me and my fellow classmates have formed sitting at these cafeteria tables, and the funny conversations we have shared are ones I will remember forever. This would not be possible, though, without the lunch staff making the meals we gathered around so that we didn't have to wake up early in the morning in order to pack one, and the dedication of the custodian department keeping our cafeteria and our whole school clean. So from me and my fellow classmates, thank you for keeping the school in running order. After lunch, it is C block, our second to last class of the day, which is taking a deep dive into courage. Every single one of my classmates has had to gain a sense of courage throughout these past years, whether that be presenting at a state or national competition, trying out for a sport, auditioning for a play, playing an instrument, stepping out of our comfort zone to run for student council, or just presenting in front of our class. We have all been thrown into situations that we may feel unsettled by, but we have proven to ourselves and the people around us that we have the courage to push through and excel. Our final class begins, and the focus is on integrity. Throughout our past 4 years, we have been challenged by questions of what we should and shouldn't do. This characteristic may have been the hardest one for all of us to maintain, especially when it came to showing up for online classes. But through it all, we have become young adults who are dependable, trustworthy, and above all, honest. This would not have been possible, though, without the guidance of our teachers, parents, and guardians. So thank you. Perfect. It is now 2:24, and the final bell has rung, which marks the end of our high school era. We are now ready to take the world by storm, but before we do, I just want to say, from all of us graduates, thank you teachers, parents, and guardians. We would not have been able to succeed without your help. Before I walk back to my seat, I want to say one final thank you to all of my classmates and friends. Thank you for helping to mold me into a person of perseverance, patience, courage, and integrity. May we all continue to apply these 4 characteristics in every aspect of our lives. I am so excited to see what the next chapter holds for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
Today, I have the honor of introducing our class's commencement speaker, Mrs. Nealer. I first had a class with Mrs. Nealer in my sophomore year when she took over my Algebra 2 class. I'll admit that at first I was pretty scared. I only knew her as the calculus teacher, and this was the first time I would be seeing her since I had quit the ski team, which she coached. I already knew math wasn't my strongest subject, and I dreaded having to face her after ditching the ski team for theater. However, it didn't take me long to realize that I had nothing to be worried about. Mrs. Nealer has an infectious positivity that she commits to everything she does, including her high-energy math lessons. She has a way of teaching that I adore. She has no problem repeating points we may have missed or answering any kind of questions we can think of. It is not hard to tell that Miss Nealer finds delight in the absurdities that her students come up with and adores the hypothetical mathematics we propose. I feel incredibly lucky that I had her as a teacher for this entire year in both her honors and AP calculus classes. I can say that I have enjoyed every minute of it. Coming off of hybrid learning and online schooling this year, a good portion of the class was behind on some of the concepts we had learned last year. Mrs. Nealer took the time to patiently and thoroughly go over those concepts with us to best prepare us for AP testing. I especially remember spending a lot of time working on the dreaded unit circle, which she did her best to get us to commit to memory so we'd stop threatening to tattoo it on ourselves. I can confidently say that this year I learned more in math than I have in my entire high school career, and this is completely owed to Miss Nealer's devotion to her students and her teaching. Thank you, and please welcome Mrs. Nealer.
Good evening, graduates, and everybody else here to support the graduates. I want to thank you for asking me to speak to you tonight. Is everyone ready to take notes on the fundamental theorem of calculus? Wait, not what you want to hear? Maybe a little position, velocity, and acceleration would be more interesting? Still no? All right, what did you expect from a math teacher? All right, let's talk about variables instead. Not the math type where you solve for X or Y, but the variables of your life. Graduates, do me a favor and look around right now. Look at the person to your left and to your right, in front of you and behind you, a couple rows away from you. Think about how unique each person sitting here is. Yet, you have a common bond that will always connect you to one another. You are part of the Kingswood class of 2022. Together, you traveled a road to graduation that was quite difficult the past 2.5 years. You know it, your teachers know it, your parents and friends know it, and yet, here you are, ready to celebrate your accomplishment and take on the world. Each one of you had your own set of challenges and struggles. Think back to 9th grade and how much you have changed since then. Like different variables, you are each unique, but the common denominator is that every one of us at Kingswood struggled with remote learning and then hybrid school. You were presented with a set of problems, and the constraints kept changing. So you learned to be flexible and adaptable. The constants were the adults at the school who worked overtime to help get you through this. In the end, each of you sitting here met the requirements and are ready to be handed your diploma. It is a proud moment. Look around and take in this moment. No one can ever take this away from you. Each of you had people in your life that were your support system. I want you to think of a person who helped you get through high school. It could be a parent, a teacher, a coach, a friend, a sibling, a coworker. At some point, be sure to thank those people for the difference they made in your life. All right, does everyone have at least one person in mind right now? Because I want you to thank them, and we will start by doing it together. On the count of 3, all of you graduates are going to say in unison, out loud, thank you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Oh, that was good. All right, now we're going to say thank you again, but this time I want you to say that one person's name that you were thinking of after we say thank you. So we'll all say thank you together, and then you will say the person's name really loudly. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, did you hear that? They thanked every single one of you out here. That's amazing. All right, as you move forward and are presented with different variables in life and have to make choices and decisions, I hope you will remember this hiking advice. The best view is from the highest mountain. The greatest rewards often come from the greatest struggles. The most rewarding accomplishments are the ones that require the most from you. On the sports field, think about how it felt to beat the team that is always in last place. Now, think about how it felt to beat the team that was at the top of the division. Same game, same outcome, but very different feelings. Choose to do the hard things in life, as they will hold the greatest rewards. Sometimes choosing the right thing is hard. To quote the sign on the door in my room, it says, "You have to do the hard stuff to get to the cool stuff." It can become very easy to stay where you are comfortable, but you grow more when you wander outside your comfort zone. All right, fun science fact. Did you know that biologists were puzzled by the phenomena that when they tried to grow trees in a protected biosphere, the trees kept toppling over? After exploring many theories concerning soil nutrients, hydration levels, sun exposure, etc., the scientists finally realized that what was missing was wind. The trees were not being stressed and pushed by the wind, and therefore did not grow and develop to be strong enough to support themselves. You have experienced lots of different types of wind in your 4 years at Kingswood. You were challenged by the pandemic, but you were also challenged academically, athletically, musically, artistically, socially, and emotionally. You are stronger and more resilient because of it. It is my hope that you have grown through these experiences and will use the lessons learned at Kingswood to become even stronger and flourish as adults. Congratulate each other on becoming stronger, learning new things, and gaining the skills to become productive adults. All right, graduates, right now, I want you to either shake hands, high five, or fist bump the couple of people sitting closest to you. Woo! All right, little fireworks. All right, the greatest hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Some shots work out and end up scoring a goal. Some go wide of the net, but are still in play. But the shot not taken will never be anything." Think about some of your accomplishments. Did you go out for a sports team? Did you pass a class you were struggling with? Did you try out for a part in the show? Did you join a club? Did you talk to someone new in the cafeteria and make a new friend? Did you sign up for a class that was going to be a challenge? Did you take on a part-time job? How did taking that shot change you? Think about what you learned from the experience and how you can use that learning in the future. What will your next shot be? You have already shown that you have grown strong roots and can do hard things. You are graduating from high school amidst a global pandemic. You learn to be flexible and adjust to constant changes. What will you choose next? How will you move out of your comfort zone? Take that shot. I would like to thank Lou for reminding me to take my own advice and do something out of my comfort zone. When Jill and Marissa asked me to do this, I will be honest, I was a bit hesitant. I was totally not expecting to be asked to speak, and I believe my actual response to the girls was, you know I'm a math teacher, not a social studies or English teacher. After I agreed, I thought, this will definitely be a challenge, and in the end, it will either be great or they'll tell me to go back to teaching math. But either way, it will be a rewarding learning experience. I chose to take the shot and do the hard thing. Thank you, students, for this opportunity. In closing, my final advice to you is this. Show up and be present. It's hard to show up every day. Choose to do the hard thing, as it will bring the greatest rewards. Be kind to one another and thank the people who have supported you, because people matter the most. Congratulations on graduating from Kingswood Regional High School, class of 2022.
Miguel Alvarez. Gabriel Arenello. Louis Joseph Arenello. Ethan Arnold. Savannah Marie Arvanitis. Nicholas O'Coin. Zachary O'Coin. Christopher Austin. Jesse Avery. Kayla Baker. Natasha Emily Bamford. Rydell Guy Nelson Barry. Teresa Blackburn. Regan Brooke Blanchette. Warren Brian Blaney. Kylie Bonneau. Juliette Bonnevie. Jackson Budman. Quinn Bowens. Haley Brooks. Jared Tyler Brown. Madison Victoria Brown. Robert Brown IV. Haley Brownell. Xavier Brownell. Jillian Caravella. Savannah Cheney. Lamar Childers Jelinas. Camden James Colson. Charlotte Noel Cody. Heath Cowper. Casey Elizabeth Curl. Aiden Patrick Curtis. Audrey Daggett. Connor Davis. Anthony DeLuca. Ty Desjardins. Lindsay DeRochers. Hope Diamond. James Donnelly. Kobe Dostey. Carla DeRoe. Tyler Edwards. Anna Ekstrom. Alexis Paige Eldridge. Cody Emerson. Nicholas Finneran. Daniel Fojic. Ethan Foss. Amelia Gallimberti. David Gamero. Hayden Gerber. Thomas Eric Giesler. Marcus Lee Hargy. Garrison Michael Hendrickson. Robert Hodgkiss. Tyler Michael Houle. Timothy Huckman. John Hunt. Carter Houston. Samuel Johnson. Aiden Kelly. Abigail Grace Kelly. Isabella Kemper. Andrew Keniston. Peter Crowderville. Gage Norman Lamontagne. Jesse Landon Layton. Taylin Grace Latoyle. Kylie Lewis. Peyton Libby. Colby Russell Lindsay. Brody Frederick Lucas. Quinn Babkirk Lucas. Emily Ann Mailer. Alexander Marks. Miles Thomas Mayhew Riley. Aaron Meyer. Nevaeh Mills. Kendall Mohan. Stephen Moore. Emily Morin. Cheyenne Mugford. Emma Lee Newhouse and her guide dog Iris. Emma Noble. Camden Orzechowski. Aubrey Overall. Madison Palmer. Michael Palmer. Joshua Paraskos. Rachel Paraskos. Fallon Peacock. Alex Peasley. Logan Perkins. Matthew Perkins. Kayla Perry. Joshua Peterson. Sophia Pickle. Emma Jocelyn Ramos. Shannon Rose Rollinson. Gregory Allen Rourke III. Reggie Robinson Gorishi. Marissa Anastasia Ross. Hunter Russell. Henry Saunders. Isabella Savage. Andrew Joseph Sheets. Nolan Schultz. Jillian Ray Seegers. Declan Sluice. Chelsea Smith. Jacqueline Morgan Smith. Eileen Marie Freeman. Tyler Sprints. Marshall Lawrence Stansberry. Ethan Sullivan. Tyler Nathan Summers. Zachary Cole Summers. Zachary cannot be with us this evening. He is currently serving the U.S. Marine Corps. Tyler will be accepting his diploma. Damon Alexander Thurber. Anna Tibbetts. Liza Marie Tibbetts. Willow Tibbetts. Dakota Lynn Turner. Cole Brandon Valley. Braden Viens. Angie Walker. Nolan Walton. Moon Weaver. Zachary Wenners. Ashton Welton. Haley Woodcock. Samuel Ziemba. Carter Jerome Morrissey. Emma Louise Scott. Where's the microphone? On the ground? Okay, go grab the microphone now. Now. Okay. Superintendent Kenny Egberg, as the principal of Kingswood Regional High School, I hereby certify to you that all of the seniors here today who have received a diploma have either met or exceeded the graduation requirements set forth by the state of New Hampshire and the Governor Wentworth Regional School Board.
Mr. Donnelly, I accept your certification and I pronounce the Kingswood class of 2022 graduated.
Good evening. My name is Josh Paraskos, and I stand here before you today to speak about motivation. I wasn't the valedictorian. I was never the captain of a sports team. I didn't hold a 4.0 GPA or reach gold scholar status. Maybe if I'd focused more, worked harder, maybe if I'd been more driven, I could have achieved more. Now that high school has ended, I regret not trying harder. I feel as though I had more effort left to give. I regret not putting in my 100%. Reflecting upon this has opened my eyes, though. It has allowed me to see how badly I want to succeed in life and how much it hurts to know I could have done better. This is just the end of the very beginning of our lives. Excuse me. We have a new opportunity to put in all the effort we can into whatever we do. Whether we go to college, pursue a trade, or simply get to work, the future is filled with the possibility of success. We all have the opportunity to be guided by our ambitions and set our bars higher. Every one of us will find something we want to put our heart and soul into, but the love we find will take effort to maintain and grow. Don't be afraid to push as hard as you can for what you love. If you don't, that opportunity will slip right through your fingers. There's no point in letting life pass us by. Think in terms of what you may be proud of when you face your final graduation, when there's no chance left to start over and try harder. Will you be content with what you have worked for, or will you mourn your unreached potential? I regret what I didn't achieve in high school, but confronting my shortcomings has given me the secret to being satisfied with the rest of my life. Put 100% of yourself into whatever you decide to do and you cannot fail. You either succeed or learn. Put 100% of yourself into whatever you decide to do, and you will always have the satisfaction of knowing you tried your best. Find your own paths, put in the effort, and shape the world. Congratulations, class of 2022.
One, two, three.